You're 17 years old. You're working in your first internship. You're one of the very lucky ones who has landed an internship with your member of the House of Representatives. And then you pick up the phone at the office and you hear this.
You backstabbing son of a bitch. Go against Trump. Y'all know y'all sitting up there lying like a damn dog.
And then you fill out a form noting that Illinois Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger has received yet another call in opposition to his service on the January 6th committee. And then those calls keep coming.
Going to come protest in front of your house this weekend. We know who your family is, and we're going to get you.
Wrath of the Lord God Almighty come upon you, your health, your family, your home, your livelihood. And I pray, if it be God's will, that you suffer.
You and Liz Cheney can both go to hell.
We're going to get you. Coming to your house, son. Going to get you and Liz Cheney. Going to get you two little
Congressman Kinzinger released a 3-minute sample of the kinds of calls he's been getting that, well, actually not him, but his interns have been fielding at his office. Thanks to Trump supporters, threats to members of Congress have increased dramatically since Donald Trump became president. They are up 144% since 2017. And as the January 6th committee continues its work, the threats will surely continue. Joining us now is Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff of California. He's chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, a member of the January 6th Select Committee, and he served as the lead impeachment manager for the first impeachment trial of Donald Trump. Congressman Schiff, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm sure you've heard those calls to Congressman Kinzinger's office. I'm sure you have your own sample that you could release. What do you say to staffers, those young people who get those calls?
Well, it is very hard. And you're right, Lawrence. We've all had those calls, certainly all of us on the committee. And we confer with each other about the threat environment out there, what we're hearing from people. I was in a parade over the weekend, actually on July 4th. And, while most of the crowd was supportive, there was a healthy contingent of people calling me a traitor, saying I betrayed the country, and sentiment. So we're all getting these kind of threats on the phone. We report them to the Capitol Police when we feel they're sufficiently specific. And yes, it's traumatizing, I think, for the young people working in our office. I had young people with me during the parade, hearing that kind of feedback from people. And I'll tell you what was most traumatic for me was at a fireworks celebration, talking to what I think was a middle schooler about her active shooter drills and the fear she feels in school. And we have a lot to cope with as a country right now. And we have to, I think, reject these calls to violence, and we have to do something far more substantial when it comes to gun violence in particular.
The committee announced today that you'll be having a hearing a week from today on Tuesday. There are reports tonight that the witness will be Sarah Matthews. She's 27 years old. She served as a deputy press secretary in the Trump White House. She resigned the night of January 6, 2021, with a resignation letter saying that she was deeply disturbed by what I saw. She said our nation that needs a peaceful transfer of power. Can you confirm for us that she will be the public witness next Tuesday?
I can't confirm that one way or the other. I'm going to leave that to my chair and vice chair, or to one of my colleagues who will be handling the next hearing or the next couple of hearings. But we do expect to get into what that crowd was made up of, the participation of those white nationalist groups, the summoning of that mob to the mall. This is part of the progression that the chair and vice chair announced at the beginning of these hearings. We pretty much tracked those all along with the straight state pressure campaign, with the pressure campaign against the vice president, hearing on the big lie, and now focusing on that mob itself, and then finally what the president was doing, and more important, what he was not doing during that attack, the terrible dereliction of duty by the president of the United States.
Will we be here in the next hearing? Will we be hearing more testimony like we heard from Cassidy Hutchinson that is in effect testimony from inside the White House?
Lawrence, I really can't go into those kind of specifics yet. And I know it's frustrating at times to you all, but we've been very disciplined about what we're willing to share in advance. And particularly as this is not a hearing that I will be leading, I really don't want to comment on the specifics.
So, but what you just suggested is that it will be about actual attackers of the building. Could you give us some basic frame of the hearing?
Well, we want to shed light on how that mob came to be there on January 6th, how they were called, how they were brought together, what different groups were participating, the relationship between groups, how they were incited. And so that will certainly be the subject of some of our upcoming hearings.
Now, you already had your Georgia hearing, feels like a month ago, but it was a matter of a couple of weeks ago. Georgia-focused hearing with Brad Raffensperger, who we know is a witness in the grand jury in Georgia. Today, we get a flood of subpoenas for that grand jury, including for United States Senator Lindsey Graham. What did you see in that? Did you see a pattern in those subpoenas that went out today?
Yes, the Fulton County District Attorney, and hats off to her, is pursuing this very aggressively. The fake elector plot, the attempt to interfere with the Secretary of State's office, with the Secretary of State in particular, the calls, the urging, the false claims of fraud, the false presentation about that video that took place at the State Farm Arena suggesting corruption that wasn't there. And I have to think that it was very telling for the district attorney's office in Fulton County to watch our hearing and see the Attorney General, Bill Barr, Deputy Attorney General, and others talk about how they investigated this, how it was complete nonsense, and they told the president this. And so that demonstrates the president and his campaign's knowledge that what they were pushing in Georgia was just plain false and fraudulent. And so I think that provided some important evidence to the district attorney's office. I do want to underscore something that Andrew told you before the break, because I completely concur with it. It is very unusual for a local district attorney's office to be way out ahead of the U.S. Justice Department in a case of federal and national significance. It's very unusual for Congress to be way out ahead of the Justice Department. It really ought to be a broad Justice Department investigation. And I hope that the actions of our committee and Fulton County have given the Justice Department a real sense of urgency about these matters.